Before you continue, take one slow breath. Something just moved through you. Something that fills this room, bends the trees outside, and carries every sound you have ever heard. It is touching your skin right now. It has been with every person who has ever lived. And yet, if you look for it, there is nothing there. We spend every moment of our lives surrounded by air. We breathe it. We depend on it. We cannot survive more than a few minutes without it, but we cannot see it. And that is strange, because the things we depend on most are usually impossible to ignore. So which is it? Is air simply nothing, or is it real and hiding in plain sight? For most of human history, the answer seemed obvious. Air was emptiness, the space where things weren't. If you could not see it and could not hold it, then surely there was nothing to understand. But this created a quiet problem. How do you study something you are convinced does not exist? How do you weigh nothing? How do you discover the shape of empty space? For thousands of years, the invisible thing we breathed remained a blank. Not because it was too far away, like the stars, but because it was too close and too ordinary to question. Then, in 1643, an Italian named Evangelista Torricelli noticed something small. He had sealed a tube of mercury and turned it upside down, and the mercury did not all fall. It stayed, held up by, apparently, nothing. Day after day, the level rose and fell, and Torricelli made a quiet, daring leap. The air, he realized, has weight. It was pressing down on the world, holding the mercury in place. Nothing, it turned out, weighed something. The emptiness was full. If air was real, what was it made of? In 1774, a curious English minister named Joseph Priestley, not a trained chemist, just a man who loved to experiment, heated a reddish powder and captured a colourless gas. Inside it, a flame did not just burn. It blazed. Air was not a single thing at all. It was a mixture, and one part of it fed both fire and life. A Swedish chemist, Carl Scheele, had quietly found that same gas even earlier. Discovery so often belongs to more than one person. In France, Antoine Lavoisier gave that vital part its name: oxygen. More than a century later, air offered one more secret to anyone patient enough to notice. The physicist Lord Rayleigh found that the nitrogen he pulled from air was very slightly heavier than the nitrogen he made in his lab. A tiny difference. The kind most people would round away. He didn't. And hidden inside that small discrepancy was an entire unknown gas: argon. A part of the very air we breathe, overlooked until someone refused to ignore a rounding error. So, air is real. It has weight. It is made of nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and more. Then why can't we see it? Here is the quiet answer. We see things when they absorb light or bounce it back to our eyes, but the gases in air do neither. Visible light passes straight through them untouched. And there is one more gentle wonder. The narrow band of light our eyes evolved to see is almost exactly the band that air lets through. We cannot see air because we see through it. It was never empty. It was a vast, invisible ocean all along. So take a breath. The same air as before, but no longer nothing. An invisible ocean pressing gently on your skin, keeping you alive moment to moment. It took us centuries to see it. Perhaps the universe has always been speaking to us through things we were never meant to notice.